Hi guys, this is Carrie and you're watching A Crone's Life. Well, I made a mistake. I recorded a video that I thought was the end of the year tarot tag. I was totally just going through my journal. I didn't have prompts or anything. And it turns out that there are prompts to this tarot tag. So I'm here to redo it. Let me fix my hair just a second. Okay. It's looking crazy tonight. I have crazy hair. Okay, so Spirited Stardust has changed the name of her channel. I think she's now Chanel Days. And it took me a minute to figure out what was going on because I was searching for Spirited Stardust and I couldn't find her. So she's the one who came up with the prompts, and there's 11 of them, and I think I can do all 11. I'm pretty sure. I've got everything in front of me. One of them is a little bit of cheating because this one was from a couple of years ago. Anyway, I'll get to it. I'm sorry. I'm excited. Okay, the first prompt is the deck that I used the most in 2023. So that one is going to be the Teeny Tiny Tarot. I checked my Google Maps because what they do is they will show everywhere I traveled and how many miles we went and all this crazy statistical things that are really fun to keep up with. And I realized almost every time we traveled, I took the Teeny Tiny Tarot. And this is Holly Audley. I back this on Kickstarter. I don't see this deck around very often. Krista over at Krista's Chronicles, which used to be Crochet Witch, she has this deck and she shows it off every once in a while. This is the backs. So the Teeny Tiny Tarot has a whole lot of eyeballs in it because that's one of the suits. It would be Pentacles. And it's a very simple art style, but I've really enjoyed it. I draw the cards, so not only like pull the cards, draw the cards, I also draw them, I sketch them in my journal. So this is a lot of fun to sketch. And it is my most used from 2023. I'll not go through it all. I may do walkthroughs of some of my decks this year, 2024, because I realize I have a lot of things I would love to just let you see the whole thing, the whole collection of art in the decks. So that was number one, my most used deck. Number two, a deck that you didn't use at all. And this is the Spacious Tarot. It's not because I didn't want to work with it. I mean, I just have had a high buy year. I have had a lot of decks coming into my collection this year, and it's just impossible to work with them all. So these are the backs. And I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with the Spacious Tarot, but if you're not, again, I would love to do a walkthrough of anything you guys might be curious about. And anyway, that is the Spacious Tarot. I have high hopes about this deck. I've heard all good things about it, and I do have the guidebook. I do have the expansion cards. I try not to do anything halfway. If I'm going to get a deck, I want to make sure that I have anything that goes along with it to enhance it. Try not to go too crazy, but you know, I want to make sure I'm doing it right, so I got the things. Number 3 is the most recent acquisition or most recent addition to my library. This one, I actually saw somebody criticizing this one on the internet, and I'm kind of surprised I haven't worked with it, but I've played with the deck pairings and stuff with it. This is called Rehomed Tarot. I forgot to show you the cover. Just being all sloppy. Rehomed Tarot. And these are the backs. Every time I've seen this on the internet, it just, I mean, it's exciting. I get like, man, I want that deck. So I finally broke down and got it. I was worried that it was going to go out of print. I'm not sure what made me think that. But, yeah, I had that needle in my head just kind of biting at me saying, man, I think this is going to go out of print. But whether it does or not, I have it. I'm happy to have it. Reminds me of something, but I can't quite put my finger on it. The artwork does. Maybe if I think of that, I'll let you guys know. I'm not sure what exactly about this I liked when I saw it, but I think it's just new interpretations of cards. You know, your artwork is different, and I like that. Yeah, it's very cool deck. I'm hoping to have some fun times. Already I can tell you the cards are very slippery. They just went everywhere. I got it back together. Deck you rehomed. So I don't have the deck now because I rehomed it. It was the Muladhara. I believe that's what it's called. The Muladhara. Yeah, I found another home for that one. It was a bit too much for me, honestly. The artwork was very interesting. I hoped that it had been a little bit more PG. I'm such a wimp. I can't handle it. So I never felt like I was going to use it, so I found a home for it. And that's that one. Actually, you know, I could just look that up. Let me see. And that way I'll get it right. I just, you know, I feel bad. Number 1, I'm dissing it by saying I got rid of it. And then number 2, I can't even come up with the name. Muladhara. I think that's pretty close to the pronunciation I was trying to go for. Anyway, it's by Pentagram Tarot Studio, and I do not see the name of the artist. Artwork by Jester. So anyway, it found another home. And my favorite pairing, this is going to be interesting because I'm not doing the top down tonight. I'm just sitting here chatting, hanging out with you guys. So it'll be hard to show you. Heather Hopes, Hoeps. That's not, there we go. Is the artist of this oracle deck. It's upside down. This oracle deck. To remember the name of it. Explorers. There is a card. Oh, here. Inner Compass Oracle. Oh, that's way off. The Inner Compass Oracle. I love it, but it is kind of busy. I don't mean like bad. I just mean there's a lot going on in each one of the cards. And so when I wanted to pair it, I thought maybe I needed to go with something that was a little more minimal and neutral. Well, what I came up with is not neutral, but it's very minimal. I used the wooden tarot with the Inner Compass Oracle. I really like it. Courage and the Three of Swords equivalent. I'm not sure if anything's focusing, but I will trust that something good is happening. This is the Three of... Oh, that was the Four of... The Four of Swords is rest and courage. And this is the Three of Swords and a guide. So guide me through this heartache, maybe. And gratitude and the Two of Swords. Obviously things are going backwards. Okay, Two of Swords is decisions and gratitude. I'll do one more. The God of Swords. That would be the King of Swords. God of Swords and Storm. That's pretty cool. I like that. Oh, no, I have to do one more because it's the Happy Squirrel. The Happy Squirrel and Cosmic Order. Oh, yeah. Cool. I like that. Okay, sorry. I can't say no to a happy squirrel. So those were my favorite pairs. I plan on working more with pairs this next year. It wasn't really my thing this year. I am really trying to get to know my decks. Yeah, I want to focus on a single deck at a time. Wanted to. Now I'm kind of interested in putting it together so that I learn it in a different way. I watch other people with pairings and it makes sense. I like what I see, so I'd like to try that also. Favorite mod or bag? Well, this is where I'm cheating because the mod is from a few years ago. I did a really good job, but I never do a really good job with mods, so it was kind of surprising. This is the Cirque du Tarot by Lisa Robertson. It's a gigantic box, but I put them up like books, so I kind of like, keeping the box. Okay. This was me being brave and creative. I've seen a couple of other people try to do something like this, and so I was like, I can do that. The only thing that's bad about it is it gives away the reversal. But I don't read reversals anyway, so I don't suppose it matters. So look, I've got dark corners. Isn't it cool? It's really cool to me. I really like it. And when I'm shuffling it, it does things like this. So that's my deck mod that I like. Let's see, it's really fun to shuffle too. I have small hands, so it helps if I make faces. Yeah, it looks really good to me. I like it. So this side has a little bit of red. This side is just mostly black, but all of it is sort of an ombre, and that's okay. So I'm going to put this back in the box. And since I'm cheating anyway, this is a bag that I made back when I wanted to do zippers on the top. So I crocheted this. This is a inside out single crochet. And I was just using scrap yarn. So it looks dirty, but that's really just the color of the yarn. And that's the glittery bits. It looks like white, but it's really, well, there is some white in it, but it's glittery, which is also very exciting. But my zipper, this bag only holds one deck. It's actually kind of funny because I accidentally modded this one wrong. This is the True Heart Tarot, and those are the bags. But I tried cutting it with my Cricut, thinking that I can't go wrong. My Cricut knows what it's doing, and it's a machine, and it's super cool at doing what it does. Well, it messed it up. It cut it too small, so I by hand went back in and cut all the cards the same size, the small size, and it really cut off a lot of the artwork, which made me a bit sad. So I went and bought the deck again. But this deck, because it is cut too small, is the only deck that fits in that bag. I don't have to show you every card, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of how way too small everything got cut. I still get the gist, and I use this deck a lot when I travel also. It was really more of a 2000 deck. Not 2000, 2020 deck. When COVID was here, I pulled this one out and started using it a lot. Is this? Oh, yeah. So I like to leave notes in all my decks that I travel with and like to say where they've gone, because that, I don't know, it gives it a certain bit of energy. So, and this one went to the Bighorn Basin, the Medicine Wheel, and Dakotas. It's just kind of all over the place. So that's a bag that I like. And then this bag, don't ask me what stitch this is, but it's like the buffalo plaid stitch, but it's half double crochets instead of double crochets, and it's very soft. Again, this is just scrap yarn, and the button came from my mom's collection. The flap turns up on this side and turns in on this side, which is fine with me, but the next time I do a bag like this one, it's going to have a curved lip. The button came from Antique Button Collection, and it holds another modding, in the process of being modded deck. This is my Dixit, my Dixit deck. I learned about this Dixit cards from Candy at Candy Soul and Soil, and unlike Candy, I don't like having this bag, so I'm making new bags. I have this silk paper type stuff that I'm putting on all the cards, if I can get around to it. Well, I'm doing them upside down, evidently, but I have a lot of work to do. So, but I think I'm going to love it. Once I get all these covered, it's going to be fantastic. I'm very excited. This one's got one too. But there's always the possibility that I ruin it. Woo! The adventure. So, if you guys need a tutorial on how to reback decks, how to put new backs on them, I highly recommend that you go to Dawn Michelle's channel. What is her channel now? It's used to be Boho Tarot. Now it's Dawn Michelle. Maybe it's Dawn Michelle Tarot. I'm not sure. My nose is itching really bad. I'm trying not to scratch it. Okay, so this bag holds this other deck, this other bag of cards. So that was 3 things, which, again, I cheated. And that was number 6. Number 7 is, what deck do you want for Christmas? I'm going to try to insert a photograph of Black Banshee's Facebook page. I know a lot of people don't do Facebook anymore, and I don't blame you. I don't really do it either, but that's how I keep up with some artists that I really like, and Black Banshee is one of them. She designed my tattoo sleeve that I'm going to have put on my arm, and it's gorgeous. I just love it. Well, she's making an oracle deck, and I could not be more excited. Like, I love the idea of her doing an oracle deck. So that's what I want for Christmas. But if it's not out, like if it's not printed and ready to either be pre-ordered or ordered, then I have 12 tarot decks and oracle decks in my Etsy shopping cart. So anything that's left by Christmas, that's what I'll ask for at Christmas. Okay. What deck would you gift to others? The Sasuraibito Tarot. I'm gonna get my little turquoise out of there. So the Sasuraibito Tarot, because it has an interesting take on tarot interpretations, but it is close enough to Rider-Waite-Smith where you're getting all the meanings that you would. It also keeps you interested because it's a tiny bit modern. Actually, it's kind of a lot modern. It has enough diversity in it to not exclude people who are not beautiful, young, Empress people. But, yeah, I really think that this one's very approachable. I think it's very, the images are very emotive. This was like my favorite deck for the longest time. I didn't read with anything else for so long. It's still it's on my top 5 list. I adore this deck. And yeah, I think anybody could use it. Can't guarantee they'd love it as much as I do. I mean, that's kind of hard, but I think that seasoned tarot reader / beginner, anybody could use it. So, whoops, 4 of Cups. So the Sasuraibito I would gift. It's also an indie deck, and I really enjoy giving business to independent creators. So, deck you fell in love with. The Lilifer Tarot. I fell in love with this deck so much. I dropped another stone. I fell in love with this deck so much, I've got everything. I have the journal, the Reclaim journal. I have the Reclaim Oracle. I mean, anything that Little Darkness makes, I will probably purchase. I have pins, I have stickers, I have not prints, because we don't hang up a whole lot of art in the house, and if we do hang up art, often it's mine, or it's historic. So, historic. We'll go into that later, because we got some stuff that's really cool and interesting, but the Lilifer Tarot, back to that. I mentioned in another video that for the longest time, Marielle was my favorite. Like, I didn't use it all the time, but I love it, and it the interpretations of the cards are Thoth-based. This deck is also Thoth-based, and I also love this deck. I could not believe I fell in love with it as bad as I did, like as hard as I did. It is so different than the Marielle, but so the Lilifer Tarot I fell in love with. I really hope that there will be more by Little Darkness. Okay, and that was the deck that I fell in love with. Number 10, which card sums up this year on the whole? You know, I've been thinking about this because I watched Coyote Tarot, and she picked the Devil card. And I told you that this was a high buy year for me. Like, the majority of my library I purchased this year, I got bananas on Kickstarter. I don't have regrets. I need to slow down because we need a roof on the house. I need to focus on my priorities. And so she picked the Devil card because she said that she has issues with purchasing. And I feel you, girlfriend. I would do the same thing. And then somebody else, I can't remember who I was watching, she picked the 10 of Wands because the struggle is real. I could go there too, but we had a really, really good year. Along with good comes bad. So the fact that there was a lot of work involved in this year, I truly think it balances out with how wonderful and all the joy that we felt this year. So I decided, let me use the Muse Tarot for this. I decided that my card for the year was the High Priestess. Check out this High Priestess. So my granddaughter, before she was born, my daughter had the privilege of being in the 0.1% of people that get pregnant with an IUD. So my granddaughter is actually a gigantic surprise. And when my daughter was pregnant, I decided to do a tarot reading to find out whether she was going to have a boy or a girl. And I did this whole spread, and I led up to the question. The very last question was, tell me about yourself, and are you a boy or a girl? I got the High Priestess. I knew she was going to have a girl. I also got to be the person that did the gender reveal, so I was like, I already knew you were a girl. Anyway, so my granddaughter is the High Priestess, and she is with us. She was born in March, so most of this year, most of 2023, has been focused on the High Priestess, Ella. Now, I'm supposed to draw a card for the year. Let's draw a card for 2024. Now, please understand, I've already done several year ahead spreads, different types, different ones that have, different insight. And I've done my 12 months and advice cards. I have all of that recorded. It's going to be great. I'm excited about this next year. It's going to be great. We're going to Ireland in March. I thought it was April, but my husband reminded me today that it's March, and I just messed up that shuffle. I'm using the Marielle Tarot to draw my card to pick my card for the year. So 2024. And I will just interpret it the way I interpret these cards. Might take a second. I will read out of the guidebook. Let's cut it. And figure it out more in depth, but for now, we have the Three of Discs. So, shocking. It's a little family. And I've been talking about a little family. Shelby, Micah, and Ella. Okay, so a 3 of discs for me is collaboration, getting along with the people who are in your village and working with them most effectively. This card is going to be awesome for this next year because we all do need to get along. It shouldn't be hard. It should be great. And the fact that we travel so much, it'll be great. So, you guys have a fantastic week. And I always say week because I'll probably put up another video in a week. So you have a great week and keep throwing cards and